All right, this is the BuyGE plan coming at you again with a new installment. Uh, this is the plan to turn the situation around for us blacks here in America. It's a simple plan. It don't take much effort to make it come to a realization. But this video today is about players win and losers whine. Plainly put, us blacks here in America, we're losers. All of us, we're losers. It's about time we just went ahead and admitted that fact. We are not winning at the game the way it's played here in America. Why? Because we're not even in the game. We're not even playing. The Jews started out right where we are today. They were losing here in America, and they turned their situation around, and now they're winning. The Asians, same situation. They were losing when they got here. They started playing the game, and now they're winning. The same with the Scottish, the Irish, the Italians, all of them. They all started losing, but then they started playing the game, and now they're winning. Us blacks are the only people in America that refuse to play the game. And you can't win if you're not playing. You know, I've been thinking about the current climate here in America for us blacks, us rioting. You know, we are, especially our young folks. They think that they have invented something new, rioting. We're going to riot because of police brutality. We're going to riot. That's new. We ain't never did that before. We've been rioting here in America over police brutality forever. We had a riot. I'm in Detroit. We had a riot back in the 60s in Detroit because of police brutality. We burnt the whole city down. And you know what? To this day, 2020, from 1960s to 2020, Detroit has not fully recovered from the riots. And so what happened as a result of those riots? White folks threw us a few crumbs just to shut us the hell up. But police brutality went on. We had riots back in St. Petersburg in 1995, Cincinnati in 2001, Oakland, California in 2009, Ferguson, Missouri in 2014, Baltimore in 2015, another riot in Ferguson in 2015. 2016, we had one in Milwaukee. We had one in Charlotte in 2016. And now we're today, 2020. There was a riot in Louisville, Kentucky. There was also a riot in Minneapolis for George Floyd. And there's a riot in Atlanta over Rayshard Brooks. Our history is littered with riots. And what has it gotten us? Because every last one of those riots was over police brutality. Every single last one of them. And we've been rioting since the 60s over police brutality, and it's still a problem today. Rioting ain't working. Actually, I think you guys are using the wrong tactic if you're going to riot anyway. Why are you going to burn down your own community? White folks don't care. They don't care if you burn down your own community. You burn your own house down. White folks still got their community. But I remember back in the 90s, who was it? Back in the 90s. I can't think of his name. But there was a big riot in LA and they burned the whole city down. White folks threw a couple of crumbs and we stopped rioting. Didn't change. Police brutality didn't go away. We just stopped worrying about it for a minute. But during that riot, they tried to switch up the tactic. See, they were burning down South Central, Watts. But the rioters tried to take the riot in the Beverly Hills. Now, if you would have burned down Beverly Hills, you would have got white folks' attention. But white folks weren't having that. And they brought the National Guard in. At the borderline, at the city limit for Beverly Hills. And they say, you go ahead and you burn your community down. But you ain't coming over here. And the riot stopped at the city limit. The Beverly Hills city limit. We losing, Black America. We losing. Hands up, don't shoot. Hands up, don't shoot. You whining. Losers whine. Black Lives Matter. Hands up, don't shoot. Black Lives Matter. Whining. Begging for your life. That's what losers do. It's about time we stop losing. It's about time we got into the game. The way it's played here in America. So we can start winning. Like the Jews are winning. Like the Asians are winning. Like the Italians, Scottish, Irish. It's about time we started winning. And the name of the game is not voting. Voting ain't never won nobody anything here in America. And the proof is in the pudding. We've been playing this voting game since the 60s. What has it got us? Nothing. Look at where we at. Take a good look, loser. Take a good look at yourself. We ain't accomplished a damn thing. We got tens of thousands of black elected officials currently in America right now. We even had a black president. And we still in the same situation we in now. I don't understand what it's going to take for you to figure it out. What we doing ain't working. This ain't the way to come up. Now the BuyGE plan is the way to come up. Because this game that's played in America, it's an economic game. That's what it is. That's all it is economics. You got to have an economic base, and you got to have economic strength as a people. You got to have economic strength to make things happen for yourself here in America. See, things in Washington don't happen in the voting booths. They happen in the backroom meetings that take place on a daily basis. We ain't even in those backroom meetings. Ain't never been invited. Ain't never seen those leather chairs that they sit in where they decide what's really going to happen here in America. We have to get in that back room. And what our invitation will be is the moment, the second, the minute, the second we buy GE. We'll have an economic base while creating jobs for ourselves and improving all of our economic situation. Everybody, every black man and woman that participates in the BuyGE plan will improve their economic situation. And it'll raise the boat for all of us. We can stop crying Oh, hands up, don't shoot. Don't shoot me. I got my hands up. Don't shoot me. We can stop crying that. Crying like a baby, begging for your life. We can stop doing that. And something else I want to reiterate, the Black Lives Matter movement came into existence while we had a black president. Us having a black president meant nothing. Meant absolutely nothing. We still had to beg for our lives. It meant nothing. That should be the biggest indication that the voting booth is not going to do it for us. It's not. Economics is the only way. The BuyGE plan improves all of our economic situation. It's going to give blacks lobbyists in Washington who are in those back rooms working the black agenda. The day we buy the company, we'll have lobbyists. We don't have any today. Rainbow Push Coalition, and NAACP. We ain't got lobbyists. GE has lobbyists working for GE's interests. The day we buy GE, those lobbyists will be working for the black community's interests. GE selects people to hold elected offices. It's not a voting process. They buy their way in. They decide who's going to be the next president, who's going to be our congressman, who's going to be our senators and our mayors and our governors, and they spend money to make it happen. The black community ain't got no money, so we can't do it. We're stuck at the voting booth, which ain't helped us since the 60s. Ain't did nothing for us since the 60s. We got to spend the money. And the day we buy GE, we'll have the money. We'll be in the game. We'll be official players in this American game. And we'll all come up. Now, to my Negro naysayers out there, and just to remind you guys, the majority of my Negro naysayers are college-educated, middle-aged black men. You probably sitting back thinking, I don't know what you talking about. I arrived. I'm making it. I'm arrived. You a loser too. You a loser just like the rest of us. Just because you live in a 3,000 square foot house in the suburbs and got a leased BMW in your driveway, you still a loser because your kids go to a decent school. You still a loser. When you go to visit your mama on the weekends, where you going? You going to the hood, where you going to find all of your brothers and your sisters and your cousins, aunts and uncles and friends. Everybody that you know is still in the hood. And we're losers because of it. And we won't stop being losers until we all rise up. Not one or two people slip through the cracks, which is what you are, a Negro naysayer. You a lucky black man that slipped through the cracks. You ain't winning. You ain't winning nothing. And I guarantee on that great, luscious, beautiful job you got with the white man, there's an inadequate white boy that's probably done your job 10 years less than you. He's probably just starting and he's making more money than you are. And he'll probably get promoted before you. You ain't won nothing. Your life is an illusion. That's all it is. All it is the crumbs that white folks throw at us to get us to shut the hell up. Well, we're not going to, white folks tell you, we're not going to help all of you black folks, but we'll let a few of y'all slip through the cracks. And that's who you are, Negro naysayer. You a naysayer. You a crack slipper. You ain't a winner. You a crack slipper because you slipped through the cracks. That's all you've done. And the moment the white man wants to take it away, he'll snatch it all out from under you. So you live in a life of fear. My BuyGE plan is for Black America to buy General Electric. If we buy General Electric, all of us will make money. All of our economic situations will improve, and it'll create jobs. We'll start making jobs for ourselves because GE will be a black company, and we're only hiring black people. We're only hiring black people. And all of you, I'm sure you know, the one thing we need is jobs. And we ain't going to create significant amount of jobs starting a black company selling cocoa butter to other black people. GE is the 14th largest corporation in America. With the BuyGE plan, GE will be the #1 largest black corporation in America. Let's make it happen. This is the BuyGE plan once again, signing out.